What up, guys? Med Viking Toy Channel. Got a, wrestling news world review. Lots of stuff, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Donovan Dijak and Paige have reported to the Performance Center in Orlando. I do believe Dijak has actually appeared on NXT since this has been reported. Not too sure. Paige is only reported as they're being very secretive, is that they're getting her into ring shape, which I'm taking as code as in putting the weight back on her. I saw a picture of her about 2 weeks ago when they were first reporting she was in the Performance Center. Skinny. Didn't look good. And you could tell she was without a WWE stylist for all this time because she was fuzzy and hairy and looked like a Frankenbaby almost. She was different looking. All right. Jeff Jarrett taking an infinitive leave of absence from Impact, from Global Force, which means he's quietly been kicked to the curb, along with his annoying-ass wife, who I've never liked. Couldn't figure out why they brought her back. She's got no wrestling skill, no wrestling history, other than boinking wrestlers for money, pretty much. And like when they just brought her back, it's like, oh, the women have just had an important match. Let's go see what Karen Jarrett has to say. You know what I care? Do I care about what Karen Jarrett has to say? No. I'm glad she's gone. And she had no power on the show, but we're always going to Karen Jarrett. It was stupid. Tired of hearing her screech. Rumors are Anthem's looking to sell the company. Then they shot the rumors down. They said Global Force is supposedly no longer a part of Impact anymore. They're already going to do another reboot, but the name Impact is still there. They have all the rights to the video library and the name, but Global Force is still Jeff Jarrett's. Jeff Jarrett's Global Force never even got off the ground. That's what these Vitology videos are. That's got all the old wrestlers on it, like Bobby Roode and Eric Young and stuff that people are freaking out about. Those were the Global Force tapings. They never saw the light of day. They never got a TV gig. They never got a contract. That's Global Force. They've never, ever been on TV. So Global Force will probably still never, ever, ever be on TV. Global Force is probably dead. Impact's going to live on. Oh, and the owner of Anthem says, why would I sell the library to the WWE? We're starting our own channel, and if we can't get the channel up and running, I'll turn it into an app, and I'll sell it on cell phones for people to watch. He's like, there's no way I'm giving up the library, which could also be code for there's no way I'm giving up the library cheap. I wouldn't give it up cheap. I wouldn't. They got WCW for, first the rumor was what, $4 million, then it dropped down to $2 million, and then the actual price was $1.2 million. I would have taken out a bank loan and bought WCW's video library if I knew that price, man, and then sold it to the WWE. All right, and of course with the demise of GFW, Rebby Sky starts hitting Twitter again with total glee over the situation. Talking how blissful and happy she is that, quote, the people who straight up are effing with me and my family are now losing everything in the wrestling world. And that profit at the misfortune of others that went out so far to F with her family. FOTL. So I don't know. I'm not 12. I don't know what that means, but I wrote it down. I would also assume that means the Hardys are going to be getting their gimmick any day now, which I want to see so bad. I want to see Broken Hardy Elites, all that stuff. Lucha Underground recently celebrated its 100th episode. That's a big deal. And if you haven't been watching Lucha Underground, oh, come on, I gotta have it somewhere. Hang on. Oh, I wrote it somewhere. Okay, last week's Dante Fox and Killshot. Lucha Underground. Best match I have seen all year. Well, it's in the top 5 with the Okada Kenny Omega matches. We'll just say that. Dante Fox, Killshot, Lucha Underground. Go look them up. Watch it on YouTube. Tell me what you think. Great. Yeah, why am I saying this? Because I want people to go watch Lucha Underground, man. They've got some great talent. Rey Mysterio's there. Johnny Morrison's there. He's the champion. John Morrison. Johnny Mundo is his name there. Chavo's there. Who else is there? There's a lot of good talent. 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 Pentagon Black, which is Junior, the same guy. Anyway, enough about that. Watch Lucha Underground. Sexy Star. Not only did she continue to lose gigs from her incident at the AAA event in Mexico, she's now been stripped of the women's title over the incident. Sasha calls her fans stalkers on Twitter. Yeah, this girl is burying herself, guys. She's gonna be a legit up heel pretty soon. It's no secret, even in the locker room, that she stays to herself, doesn't hang out with the girls, and it just hangs out with her husband. But to call your fans, the people who buy your shit, and you do have a lot of shit, stalkers, because they show up at the airport and the hotel when you leave and they want an autograph. She says the fans' time is at autograph signings and meet and greets. And she only does them with the WWE. How often do you think they let her go out and do meet and greets and autograph signings? They don't. So Sasha's just being a biatch. So just to let you know, she thinks you're a stalker. Triple H is mad as H that Baylor has been lost in the shuffle on Raw. That's probably why he's been getting like a reset button push all of a sudden. Of course, everybody knows that Kofi Kingston is recently injured. So is Xavier, which has me scratching my head. Why are they still the champs? Lio Rush debuted on TNA and NXT. That's another Ring of Honor guy along with Donovan Dijak. That's stable. And NXT is probably going to get bigger. Vince, as you know, took a legit hit recently. That was from Kevin Owens, which is supposed to lead to, yeah, we already know that, the Shane Owens Hell in the Cell match. Somewhere in this storyline, too, it's going to bring back Triple H and Stephanie, which is why they need to stay out. It's because it's getting into SummerSlam season. These greedy bastards want their checks. Yeah, because Stephanie thinks she's going to go and fight Ronda Rousey instead of Charlotte. Nobody wants to see you wrestle Ronda Rousey, Stephanie. See, now I'm getting worked up. You're a garbage-ass wrestler. Go wrestle a Bella. Cornette is also gone from GFW, but I don't know that he's gone yet on TV. He did say that he left on good terms. I really did enjoy this stint with him in TNA. He was a character, and you could tell he was a character. He didn't have power like he did the last time he was in TNA, where he was just kind of a mouthy ass. He was Jim Cornette. But they did write a storyline for him that I guess it's going to somehow appear in the future here, where he makes his leave. It was also recently reported that Robbie E. and Eric Richardson is making their leave of the company. Robbie E's been there now for probably 7 or 8 years. Granted, I haven't seen him on TV in a while, but I'm wondering where he's going to go. I know he performs with Grimm every once in a while, but what does Grimm pay? Come on. Women signed from the Mae Young Classic. Zeta, which I figured was already signed. I saw her months ago in NXT. Dakota Kai, Sage Beckett, same thing with her. She's been on the NXT touring circuit for at least a half a year. You can go back and see her in my videos. She was a bodyguard back in April for Lana. She was at the last house show I went to in Crystal River a couple months ago, but the video got all messed up. But whatever. Xylee, Reina Gonzalez, same as her. She was with Sage Beckett. Kavita Levy, Jazzy Gabbert, Shayna Baszler, the Four Horsemen chick. So now that means the Four Horsewomen versus the Four Horsewomen is going to officially happen somewhere down the road. Probably at Survivor Series. Piper Niven and Tanya Storm. Oh, they have offers, but they haven't signed, those last two. They're also interested in Mercedes Martinez. Her age is 37, though. I can't see what... they've signed a lot of older wrestlers, though, in the last few years, so I don't think that would really be an issue. They can still get 5, 6, 7 years out of her. But the WWE wants her... Oh, and Candice LeRae, great workers. The WWE's after her and Rachel Evers. And Tessa Blanchard. Those 3 women are the most popular women on the indies, and that's who they're throwing the most money at out of the Women's Classic. I would love to see Candice LeRae. If they get her, they might get the Young Bucks, but not with the recent stuff they've been pulling on them. WWE's to bring back Starrcade. hold the applause, because it's not what you think it is. It's not going to be a pay-per-view. Huh? It's not going to be on TV. Huh? It's going to be on the network. Lame. It's going to be a series of live events that are going to be taped at a house show to be put on the network. The only interesting thing that came out of it was that what's his name from the Freebirds? He used to be called Doc Hendricks. That's not even his name. I can't think of his name. Well, he tweeted Cody Rhodes about Starrcade, and he said because it was the invention of his father that he should come and wrestle in the card. Of course, Cody Rhodes is not wrestling in WWE. Cody says, "Boy, that sounds interesting. I would sure hope you signed my brother that night." And he's like, "Yeah, I should. Your brother should be there too." And then, God, what's his name? It'll pop in my head. He also gave open door contracts or open invites to the Bullet Club, including the Young Bucks. Now, of course, this is before the invasion, and went back and forth on Twitter. And Cody confirmed that they all now have that night off. Does that mean it's gonna happen? No, it's not gonna happen, because recently Cody just signed the biggest deal in Ring of Honor history for 7 years. So unless they work out some sort of a deal with Ring of Honor and New Japan, it's not happening. But it sure as hell would have been cool though to have that's because the WWE is so desperate for that Bullet Club hype. But all right, more on Cody. Cody recently, the last pay-per-view was Death Before Dishonor, Ring of Honor. He won with the Yes Lock and got up and started doing Yes Chants, which got Daniel Bryan to reply online that his contract is up 1 year from now, which was about one of these days this week. So 1 year from now, his contract's up. And he's already basically said he's not going to be in the WWE. He's growing out his hair, he already said, because he wants to go and have a series of matches in Mexico in AAA against Atlantis. What's the other guy? Pentagon. No, not Pentagon. Well, it's on Twitter. You can go see it. And he wants to do hair versus mask matches. And he also said he wants to go to Ring of Honor in New Japan and make all of the Bullet Club tap out. But the Bullet Club have already given him an open invite to join. And of course, Bree was on the Twitter vlog with him. And they started throwing up the Too Sweet. And he was hinting that he was going to go and join Bullet Club a year from now. Which is very interesting because supposedly they've offered Austin Aries a spot, but anything can change in a year. I mean, Adam Cole was in it for less than a year, and I would love to see Ziggler join Bullet Club. I think Ziggler would be a bigger acquisition than Austin Aries, because Austin Aries is just another little guy, but Ziggler is a 3-time world champion, and he's got more of an axe to grind. Either way, I would still be happy, because they've had up to 15 members before at once, if not close to it. But anyway, all right. I already said that. I already said Cody. Yeah, we know Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Hardy is out 6 months, possibly longer, and is going to miss WrestleMania. Like I said earlier, this could spark Matt Hardy's broken character, which I hope. This one kind of pissed me off. Hulk Hogan, of course, on Twitter, claimed that all the Irma victims are nothing but a bunch of crybabies with, quote, no water, no power, crybabies, everyone complaining. These people have no clue how bad it could have been. Prayers for those that got hit hard and lost. Well, I know Hogan, sort of. He's had very little ties to my family. My family bought one of his trucks back in the day, Big Blue. But Hogan has multiple homes, and I can guarantee you, even if 1 or 2 of those homes lost power, his pampered ass just had to drive about 40 minutes to another house. I personally went without power. People in my neighborhood personally went without power for 10 days. We live in Florida. It sucks. Like I said, if you didn't catch me when I came back from my first time back, you don't know how it is to go from dark, cloudy, breezy, windy to 2 hours later, no clouds, 100 degrees out, sweating your balls off with no power. Hogan didn't grow... He didn't grow a fan base with that comment. I know he got chewed out by everybody on Twitter. But that was kind of a D-bag move there, Hogan. WWE has been telling wrestlers recently not to take pics with alcohol in their hands or on their tables because of the PG era. WWE supposedly also been telling people they can't wear Bullet Club merchandise or posters into their arenas. See, they're really biting hard on this Bullet Club stuff. Mike and Maria have recently announced they are having a baby. And it was reported today by my sources that Maria is being pulled off TV. Duh. So now maybe that'll help get Mike Bennett, because that gimmick, I don't know, the song was kind of annoyingly catchy. The gimmick, we only got to see, 3 times on TV, but Mike and Maria were already being buried because of Mike's shape, so I'm sure he's going to be still getting buried. He's going to be in the dumpster bin along with Hawkins. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and of course you've been living under a rock this last Monday. The Bullet Club invaded Raw, just like WWE did almost 20 years ago to WCW. They basically mimicked the entire thing down to a T. They got fans to admit that they had papered the arena, which means the WWE was giving away free tickets, and that's why a lot of them were there, and I think that's what really pissed the WWE off, because the rest of it was just kind of funny. It was hokey. The next day, Vince issued a lawsuit against the Young Bucks. If they continue to do the Too Sweet, they said they're going to throw out a $150,000 lawsuit against them. And the Young Bucks are pissed. Fans have looked into it themselves, and they claim some college actually owns this. And the WWE doesn't, so they're basically telling the Young Bucks to go tell the WWE to go suck it. So we'll have to see where this goes. It's not the first time they've gone after the Young Bucks. A few years ago, they went after them because they had some shirts with the Too Sweet on it. And the Young Bucks, I think, still sold the shirts out, and nothing happened. The Young Bucks did say they're contacting their lawyers. Cesaro got a standing ovation for his match at No Mercy. If you didn't see that where he got his teeth knocked out, man. Granted, that's not the worst thing in the world, but to have your teeth broken and your roots exposed to raw air and stuff, and he's huffing and puffing in the ring. You ever have like a little root to a cavity? You go like that and it hurts? I can only imagine what that guy was going through. So maybe that helped him in his standing with the company. Who knows? Ric Flair, after getting out of his coma and feeling healthy again, started to spout some claims that he's slept with over 10,000 women. And a lot of people say it's bullshit and there's no way. There's no possibility to it. If you know anything about Ric Flair, and especially me, he used to be known around here or seen around here constantly. Always had 2 to 4, we'll call them, women with him. And his book is very open about these type of women he would hang out with. Those women usually cost a lot of money. Well, okay, if he's got 2 to 4 women 5 nights a week, start doing the math. For how many years? It's very, very doable, the number he's come up with. But a lot of people doubt it and say that he's a liar. Bully Ray, the last pay-per-view, was hit in the head with a table. I've yet to see a clip of this. Hit in the head with a table. And he was supposed to be so damaged and knocked out. He spent the night in the hospital with Tommy Dreamer, and it was declared he has a concussion. And he did come back the next night for tapings, but he didn't wrestle. He was wearing sunglasses because his eyes hurt his brain when he sees bright lights and loud sounds, which is all telltales of a very serious concussion. And it might be a career-ending concussion for Bully Ray. I hope not, because I just recently bought Ring of Honor tickets again, and I wouldn't mind seeing him one more time. Caitlyn was seen in an Orlando wrestling facility training this week, which sparked rumors that the WWE wants her, or that she's training for a return. She did an interview where she said she hasn't said anything that she's returning, or that the WWE's contacted her. But she was made it sound like she was doing it for S's and giggles. But it did supposedly get rumbling in the WWE about bringing her back. And FYI, she does not look the same at all. Bray's wife, if you remember me saying a few news reports back, she is going to go after this guy hard. She is. She subpoenaed the WWE for Bray Wyatt's financial statements. And the WWE is crying poor. because it's going to cost him $245,000 to do what she's asking. And it made a lot of people on Twitter laugh, because this is the same company that 2 days prior was threatening a $150,000 lawsuit on the Young Bucks. So there's no pity shown on them for that. But I mean, Bray made his bed, man. He had a fine ass woman at home. Now she's gonna take him for all he's worth, and he's probably gonna see his kids once a month. Enzo wants to start a rap career, Mr. Nuclear Heat. I don't know how the WWE. I don't think they'll support it. It just depends on how, I guess, vulgar he gets. The WWE doesn't tend to support outside ventures from people, so I don't know. I don't know what that'll be. Enzo and Graves got into a Twitter war recently. I guess Graves was on Twitter taking shots at Enzo. He's been doing that quite a bit recently. And he said his son hit a home run, and when he ran it home and on his baseball team, he did Enzo's little ring dance. And he said, "I think it's now official. I've failed as a father." And, of course, Enzo saw it and took offense to it and says, "No, bro, you didn't fail as a father. You just failed as a wrestler and as a human being," or something like that. And they went back and forth for a while, and that sparked some new Enzo and Twitter rage. But, hey, man, that dude fired the first shot. Yeah, did Enzo take it a little far? Yeah, but, you know, if I've been getting jabbed at by the dude for the last 2 weeks, I might fire some fucking... Thanks, YouTube. I might be firing some shots over the bow, too. Charlotte Flair is still campaigning for Paul Heyman to be her manager. I think it'd be great, because she would be a heel. She's already said she hates being a face. And I think she's going to be the one to dethrone Natalya. And she could do it like in a heinous way, and Heyman could come out the next night as her manager. I don't know why they wouldn't. Heyman's a great manager. I just think they don't like managers. I mean, managers were such a staple in the WWE back in the day. What was the guy with Umaga back in the... He was great! Alejandro, whatever, and he rolled the tongue, and they had him for, 6 months on TV, and they got rid of him. I just don't think... They don't like managers. Like, now Maurice is gone. She was going to be gone 2 months ago, back when Miz and Maurice were fighting. Like I said, the WWE does not like having managers, no matter how great they are. So, I don't know. It would be a great matchup, but are they going to do it? No. Randy Orton is still complaining about his role in the company. He, too, hates being a babyface. He wants to be heel, and he is not shutting up about the WWE's booking. He must be real comfortable with his spot. I recently heard him on the ENC podcast, and you always hear me complaining about how he's stale as hell, and he's had the same look since he's come into the company, and I will give him that. At least he's aware of that. He claims the company doesn't let him change his look whatsoever. He's like, I'm 30-something years old now, and I still come out wearing booty shorts that I wore back in 2002. And he's like, you have no idea how hard it is to maintain my physique at my age. He's like, I would love to wear anything. I would love to wear something like Bret Hart wore back in the day. The pants and the singlet. It kind of humanized him for me in a little bit, in a way, because I really don't like Orton's attitude or anything. He did come off, he did say some... He took some shots at some people too, but he did it supposedly, as you can say, jokingly, but they were shots. He took some shots at Kevin Owens. Some lower card guys. He was actually trying to say he just put over Aiden English, and now Aiden English is like a made man. No, he's not. He has been getting a bit of a push, but he was squashed in that match against Orton. He just got some offensive moves, and that was about it. But I don't know. Orton hasn't shut his mouth, and he gets his mouth in some trouble on Twitter too. So he's obviously protected just a tad bit. But I don't know. He's complaining about his role. Dude, like I said, you've been there as long as John Cena. There is nothing left for you to do. You're still young enough to make some money. But, dude, you're still young enough to go overseas and go make money. And be home a hell of a lot more. That's what he was complaining about on ENC's podcast. He's like, I'm at that age now where I can put over guys and make them into stars like Roman. And they can go and do the overseas tours. And I can stay home and be with my family. Okay, well, if that's true, who have you put over? You've put over Bray Wyatt in the last year. And before that, you were hurt, and you certainly weren't putting over anybody then either. So I don't know. This guy's got an active imagination. But I'm going off on Orton now. But I will say I was supposed to be at an NXT show this last Friday night. Ooh, big news on that show too. It figures I don't go. And some idiot hopped the guardrail during the Adam Cole Red Dragon match versus it looked like Heavy Machinery with Cassius Ohno and one of the Heavy Machinery guys. You can find this on YouTube. Just type in NXT Tampa. It's gonna be one of the first things you see. You can see the guy actually made it into the ring in the thumbnail, but all the videos are basically the same. They're all edited down to like 38, 48 seconds. You don't see the guy punching the guy, but in the thumbnail you can see him getting perfectly laid out by one of the Heavy Machinery guys. So of course some jabroni at this NXT Tampa show hopped the damn guardrail. I can guarantee you if I was there I'd have the whole thing on tape. And I didn't. I had tickets in my car apparently to a show that was for last month, but I could have sworn last month's show, along with the show in Crystal River and the show in Dade City, were all moved back because of the hurricane. But I drove there, opened up the envelope, and saw the tickets, and they said $9.25 on them. Right. No, $8.25. My bad. So I drove all that way, and I basically, when I have my tickets, I don't have to go an hour ahead of time and wait in line. I just walk in and take my seat. So I was screwed, and I wasn't going to go and stand the whole time, but I do kick myself. But this week I should have a show in Dade City. They never did reschedule the Crystal River show, and all the other shows coming up are all over the state. But next month is November. I scored first row seats again to Ring of Honor. I don't know if it's a pay-per-view, a TV taping. They don't advertise this stuff. I wouldn't even have known about it if I didn't scour the internet and I saw it the other night. But I did manage to get front row seats again, so I will have that. That's November 11th. Oh, and Kenny Omega is advertised for both the events in Florida, because the night before they're going to be in Fort Lauderdale. So I'm assuming there's going to be another Bullet Club type deal there again. So I'm stoked for that. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. I don't think there's a pay-per-view. I don't know. The next thing will probably be some unboxings or something. I do have stuff to unbox. I have great stuff to unbox yet, but so keep an eye out for that. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, so I can keep clearing some space out here. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit like, share, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I screwed something up. Hit the notification button. All that stuff. I don't know. Mad Viking out. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.